Welcome back to Sports Federation TV. We're talking sport. Right now we're talking sport NGO. We're talking about the Future Factory. I'm joined in studio by two exciting women who I've known for a reasonably long time. One from softball and one from volleyball. Good evening, Anne, a volleyball player extraordinaire.
Good evening, Alton. It's
Hello.
great to be here.
Hello, Jill.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm very happy to be on your show as well.
So we've got an ex-softballer and an ex-volleyball player combined to form a Future Factory. And what's all of this about?
Well, I think the Future Factory started because I think I got so much back in my sporting career. And I think I did multifaceted sports, netball, soccer, volleyball, and then finally basketball I did as well. So I think when I had the opportunity in the New South Africa to compete against the world's best, I felt that it would be fitting for me to actually give back to the community. Hence the reason the Future Factory was started.
So what's the aim of the Future Factory? To give back in what way?
Well, it's to educate children through sports, also to make them realize that we have dreams, we have aspirations, and there are so many ills in our society at the moment that are plaguing our children. And I think if they embark on a sporting career, it's going to shape them for life. And our Future Factory slogan is making, molding, shaping. And yeah, and I think right now where we are sitting in South Africa with sports growing hugely in leaps and bounds, I think it's a really, really safe zone for the children to actually take their playing, their talent, their gifts to the playing fields.
And that's what it's about. We're shaping today's athletes for tomorrow's future.
Yes.
Jill, what kind of programs and activities do you guys do at the Future Factory?
Well, we motivate kids mainly for using sport as a medium. At schools, we do after-school programs. We have all the Olympic sport codes that we offer. At schools, we work on the on the early childhood development. That's very important for us because we know that when, like I do mini hockey, we also encourage kids to start very young. We motivate the kids, the schools to matrics, so that when they go and write the exams, they are motivated. So we do a team building exercises. And we're very focused with what we do because we're not a hit and run organization. We are committed and we strive for education. Everything we do is all about education, education, education. Get that first. And with sport being an add-on, just motivate them and boost them more.
But do you think that people are still as motivated to participate in sport through the education system, or is it because of interventions like yourselves that force is a strong word, but to coerce people to participate in sport?
Yes, Alton, I think that is absolutely correct. When I went to school, actually, when I retired, I went into schools and I said, I would like to teach volleyball as a sport. And then they said to me, but Anne, we don't even have physical education. So I'm very happy now that the Western Cape Education Department, together with the Department of Sports and Rec, they are doing like a real assertive effort to get sports and especially physical education back at schools. So for me it was, everybody has to be out there to play. Long gone are the days where children are now, especially in today's age, sit behind the TV. People are so prone to their cell phones, etc. And there are so many activities that they can embark on and to participate in. And I think physical activity, like a learner of Groenvlei said to me, Auntie Annie called me, my game is, I formed a habit. My habit is to be excellent. And sport forms a big habit of me being excellent in sport, and when I'm excellent in what I do, I'm excellent in my educational outcomes. So we can't get children sitting on the couch. I know we're sitting on a couch today, but we need to get children out there, fit, playing, and really getting in touch with the entire person.
Yeah, because I think that's what makes sport exciting, is that the fact that people become punctual, they have self-worth, they grow as individuals. And I mean, even through some of the programs that you do, Jill, other than just the sport, what other activities do you do to create the self-worth of people in a general sense?
Well, besides, we obviously go out there further than just, going to schools. I mean, we obviously go to sport clubs. I'm involved with coaching as well in softball, and we make sure that we go to that team and we actually motivate them. And Anne plays a huge part in that. you know, with all her skills that she's done over all the years, that can actually add value to our programs in softball. Whether she be a volleyball player, she add value to the sport. And I feel that is lacking in our sport codes, that we don't have enough sessions like that of actually motivating and making people believe more in themselves, so that not just about the sport, then we actually grow them as people as well.
But I mean, it's all good and well to be doing all this amazing work. How do you get funded? Who funds you? Or how do you pay? Are you there full-time jobs, or is this just a part-time thing?
Well, I think that's why Jillian joined the organization. Alton, I'm a person, I do passion, I do love. If anybody calls me, I will say yes. And like the notion of Siroky working for 3,000 all these years are still out there. But Jillian is now here, she keeps me grounded. If somebody says, Annie, can you do this? And she'll say, hi guys, what's gonna happen now? Well, I think for the Future Factory for the last 13 years, we're going to be 14 next year, and then in 2016 we would like to celebrate 15 years of the Future Factory. No sponsorship. I think when we started right at the beginning initially, we had James Himalny Group, the Red Bull Group. They kind of started us off. They didn't quite know what kind of dream this was. The vision and dream started in the Ottery community, in the Skriverflatse, between the mongrels and the Urakatta. And since then, you know, it just has grown leaps and bounds. Now on funding, I think Jillian, you can talk a little bit about the bucket, eh?
Yeah, I think that in any organization we need to sustain ourselves, and we're not just waiting for sponsors to happen and fall in our lap. So with Eat Me Cookies at Lansdowne, he's come on board, Khalil Said, and he's decided that he's going to make this bucket, which is only available through us. So purchasing of 65 Rand for the bucket, of which we then, you obviously collect if you have the if you can. If you can't, we'll make an arrangement. We then take a percentage of that, and in that we are keeping that in a kitty to keep our projects going. And we feel that if there are people out there that want to obviously sponsor us, we will carry their mileage and we'll, you know, market them on our clothing and make sure they'll be seen, because what we're doing is feeding back to the communities, and the communities cannot afford, unfortunately, to pay for projects, or they have a very limited budget. But we feel this bucket drive, 100,000 we're moving, which is lots. But if 100 a week, that's 500 buckets a month, we can make it happen.
And I think, Alton, the key now is you are purchasing buckets. And like, I'm
Can you
really
see my
proud.
figure?
I'm
Can you see
saying
my
proudly.
figure?
I think, you know what, I'm training again now, so it's a bit easier. But we're giving 5 Rand back to any organization who would like to share the bucket drive. People are always calling me up and saying, what can we do? How can we raise funds? And I think it has been a question that you have posed to say, if we buy into the vision, how can we get something back now? So basically what we're taking the profits and we're splitting it. And we're saying 5 Rand can go to any organization now. It's a very nice bucket. The biscuits are excellent. And I think we've created jobs through the venture now. On Monday, we've employed another new young lady, and we've also sent 2 children to youth to college now.
Nice.
They're 18, 19 years old. They've got their matric. They couldn't do anything else. So I think besides the bucket, you can use the bucket for your children to put the crayons on.
Or for car wash.
For car wash. Some of the Muslim people, I'm fasting for the Muslim people, and I've done it for 10 years now. I mean, they use it to put their sugars and, you know, all the ingredients for their baking and cooking in there. And I think we've got a creche called Roy Kapi, which is in Lotus River Ottery area. We've got 50 children there, and somebody has just come along now to say they're not going to obviously sponsor 50 buckets, but they'd like to sponsor some buckets, and then obviously some of the proceeds and the buckets to go to the children. So when they play in the sand and they're building the sand castles, it's part of early childhood development. And I think, yes, if people want to contact us, they can contact us through you.
No. You give your contact details on air right now. Website?
Our website?
We are just busy upgrading it at the moment.
Even you're upgrading it, what is the website address?
But www.theffuturefactory.com.
Any other contact?
www.thefuturefactory.com. And then, yeah, if you want to contact
Contact us.
I'm on 072 916 3331. And Jillian is on 083 715 0676. And yes, we are both full-time back into physical education. I'm teaching at Garlandale Primary, and the children is just, you can see the newness in the children. This month we're joining
Rosmith Primary, which I will be starting in the new term, and we're going to just set the tone for the school.
That's it. That's it.
Alton, just what I want to say is that with our matriculant programs now, it's actually just mushroomed. So Groenvlei has probably been our best body of practice because I've been with them for the last 14 years, and their results have just climbed. They are such a multifaceted school with totally different cultures of children attending the school, but we have seen their pass rates going now from 60% to 92.4%.
Wow.
And we go in there every single year, and now we are motivating the children from within. We are actually speaking to them about substance abuse, drug abuse. It's really huge. Teen pregnancies. We cannot actually impress upon the young girls today that teen pregnancies at high school, their life is just beginning, and they're having to leave school. One girl left with 4 children.
Sure.
17, 21, she went back to school. We really need to say what you are doing, what CTV is bringing to the party, what all the sports federations are doing and bringing to the shaping of the young child's life. It's adding enormous value. So I think children need to realize it's not going to be in the next gangster's car that they're going to be getting their future. They need to know that education, knowledge is power, and they need to go and foster that road.
Absolutely.
Besides a bucket, we have a bucket of services
Okay.
which we offer. And I mean, besides, we take schools on camps as well. And something that I just remembered now, Miles October, Play Sport for Life, he's just come on board as well with, he said to me, Jill, I want buckets to give to my home. And what we do is the home cannot afford to buy the buckets, but what we refill. So there's another option that we have, especially for, like homes, disabled homes, of which I'd like to advocate for the hearing impaired as well. And those are the people that we really need to recognize in our sport as well.
Ladies, it's been fun. I know you've got lots more to tell us, and we'll get you back at some other point. Thank you for all that you do. If you're interested in buying a bucket, www.thefuturefactory.com. Check them out. When we come back, we're chatting dancing. See you now.